The Honorable Naomi WAQO.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, sir, for allowing me to add my voice to this very important bill that Majority Leader has brought. And from the onset, Mr. Speaker, I support this because it concerns the life of our people and it deals with food that in a day, in every home, those who can afford can have at least 3 meals. And that then means that it goes into our system and has a lot of effect on our bodies. I support this because when this will be put, food safety will be put in place, then we will be sure of having a good and healthy society. Mr. Speaker, in the past, many of our people or many people have suffered because they have been affected in a way by eating contaminated food or food that has been poisoned, and they have been, others have even lost their lives. I remember one time people attended a certain wedding and almost 45 people were hospitalized. And if good measures were in place, then things would have been different. And that is why Food and Feed Safety Control Coordination Bill today is something that our country needs like yesterday. Mr. Speaker, I support this because when we put this in place, we ensure that food will not cause any harm to the consumer. And normally, a lot of food is produced in the farms, but a lot of food, again, is bought by the consumers from the shops, from the market, and all these places. And when we are sure of the product, then we are sure that our people will always be safe. Mr. Speaker, this bill will provide for the coordination of the public institution for the control of food and feed safety, and will also establish the Office of the Food Safety Controller, which today is not there. By establishing that office, we will be able at least to serve our nation in a better way. I would want to suggest that as the offices are established, let us make sure that we devolve this, that in every county we establish the Office of the Food Safety Controller, so that in every county we make sure that we have taken good control of that. Again, Mr. Speaker, this bill will provide for the role of the county governments in food and feed safety. Mr. Speaker, today, when you look at what is happening in the counties, there is a lot of negligence in many areas. And today, if this bill will be put in place, then the county government will also be responsible in a way, so that we don't only blame or look at the national government, but we also have a responsibility that the county government is responsible for. Mr. Speaker, we have people who feed on animals. We have people who have, the animals, the domestic animals like cows and goats as their as the only income or as the only thing they have, and that is the farming they do. And if we take care of even the animal feeds and everything, then we will have healthy animals, such that, because sometimes when you want to go and when you have bought an animal and you slaughter that animal, then after the health check is done, sometimes they realize that that animal is not safe to be consumed. And that then means that the buyer has gone into loss. But if we have good measures in place, then we will be able to take care of the businessmen, we will take care of the consumers, we will take care of the entire country, and we will be a healthy country. Mr. Speaker, in clause 3 of this bill, it outlines its objective, And the objective number 1 is effectively coordinate the performance of the functions of the competent authorities. In some of our institutions today, we do not have competent people. And the Bible also says, my people perish due to lack of knowledge. And when we have well-skilled people, people with enough knowledge, people who are competent in any place, then we are sure that whatever approvals they do is something that is acceptable. Mr. Speaker, I would want to say that as we approve this bill, let us practice it in the best possible way. Let us put it in place without any corruption, without any compromise, so that even the officers or the people who are there will be competent enough, because we will be dealing with issues that concerns people's life, matters that are very important to our people and the consumers. And once we do that, then and follow all the due diligence, then we are sure of the product. Again, Mr. Speaker, under that clause 3, it enhances accountability in the implementation of official control. Mr. Speaker, in our nation, accountability and good stewardship is what has been lacking. And it is my prayer that under Kenya Kwanza government, a lot of accountability will be put in place. And if we will all be good stewards, then this country can be transformed. But a lot has happened in the past due to lack of accountability. Funds have been lost, resources have been wasted, just because we cannot be able to have good accountability in place. And that is why, as we talk or as we debate on this, I would suggest that for sure, if all these objectives will be followed and put in place, then this country can be transformed and be sure of having that healthy society that I said at the beginning. Mr. Speaker, as we pass this bill, we will be sure of protection of human life and health. Today, Kenya is suffering because many of our people are suffering because of cancer. Many people tell us that cancer is caused by some food that we take as our meals. Some say that it is because of the chemicals in our food. Once this will be put in place, I believe that we will be able to take and protect the lives of our people. Again, protection of consumer interest. Sometimes we have not been able as a country to protect the life or the consumer's interest. The price is fixed and nobody knows. And sometimes the buyer, the sellers take advantage and sell at a very expensive rate, or they take advantage on what they put on the shelf. When this bill will be put in place, we'll be able to protect the consumer's interest and conduct of food business and feed business. That will give us a better life in all the aspects. Mr. Speaker, again, the promotion of food safety and food safety. When we promote that, we will have people who will have less fear, because like now, in our country, many people are wondering, enough or healthy enough, or whether it is good for us to consume those things. But once this bill will be put in place, Mr. Speaker, I'm sure that we will have a healthy society out of stress, and even we will have that, that psychological mind that is free, and we will be proud of buying whatever we find on our shelf. Mr. Speaker, efficiency in the performance of official control is what this bill stands for. And that is why I support it, because efficiency is what we need in our country. Today you go to many offices or many institutions, and maybe it is only now that you find people in the offices working hard because they know that the president is also a hard-working president. And when efficiency will be put in place, then we are sure of the product and the
Very well. Add 1 minute. Just conclude, please.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I appreciate that. And as I conclude, I want to say that I support this bill, and it is my prayer that soon it will be implemented for the betterment of our nation. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.